No, their membership of the Government of National Unity does not mandate them to exercise any element of foreign policy.
Spokesman for President Ramaphosa, Vincent Magwenya, ostensibly talking about the trip to the United States by Corne Mulder, leader of the Freedom Front Plus, along with Teo Diago from SAAI and Gerard Papenfuss, a labor leader, coming to America as Afrikaners to speak to think tanks and influential figures in Washington, as well as members of the current administration. This has already been described by some as treasonous. So what did the ANC do when it was in D.C. and in London back in the day? I guess that was treason too. Anyway, Mangwenya ostensibly saying that they have no business doing what they're doing because they have no writ for foreign policy. That's true. They don't have a writ for foreign policy, but they certainly have a right to free speech and freedom of association. And nothing they've done runs contrary to South Africa's constitution. It just irritates the ANC and Ramaphosa.
When the president has just done so, not so long ago, when that meeting with President Trump was fruitful and has set the stage for a successful reset of relations.
As the president has just done, going to Washington and successfully resetting the mission, the ANC is deluding themselves. The government of national unity is absolutely deluding themselves. They actually think that they move the needle. They don't. They can't be that stupid. They can't really believe that they actually improve relations with Washington with that trip, that debacle, that absolute debacle with Khumbudzo and Ntshavheni sitting there and smirking the entire time that Kill the Boer was playing in the background. That Ronnie Mola looked like a confused little boy, unsure of what he was supposed to do, where he was at. Or Ramaphosa turning to Donald Trump while they were playing the video showing the crosses from Normandy in 2020 after Glenn and Vita Rafferty were butchered on their farm. Of course, we know at the end of that, all those crosses was a big sign demanding that Ramaphosa do something about farm murders. But he pleads ignorance, turning to Donald Trump saying, Mr. President, have they told you where this is at? I've never seen this. To which, of course, Trump famously responds, it's in South Africa.
And has set the stage for a successful reset of relations.
Successfully resetting the relationship. No, you're just gaslighting South Africans. Ladies and gentlemen, do not listen to your government of South Africa when it tells you that they've reset relations with the United States. How?
Not that overly concerned.
Have you negotiated a trade tariff lower than 31%? Have you negotiated a trade tariff? No and no are the answers to those questions. What have you improved? Have you sent an ambassador to Washington? No. Where's your special envoy? Not here. There's no reset. This is just whistling past the cemetery, and it's tragic for South Africa and South Africans.
But I'm hoping that his engagement with Minister Lamula, following what we experienced or went through today, will be much more constructive.
But this is the modus operandi of the ruling party, and it appears to be of the government of national unity as well. What say you folks? Cheers.